What's up, chat? We're about to start the show. We starting? What happened? We're the intro. Look, y'all, we fucking up today. It's all good. It's Wednesday. You already know what it is. Great show coming for y'all asses. Chat, get revved up. Let's get it going. We on CP time today.
We on CP, color people, baby.
You already know.
Color people.
They're gonna come in and audit this motherfucker in a minute then.
Who's in that chat? What's up? Let's do roll call.
Roll call. Shabuya.
Let's roll call. Natural
You said,
queen.
what'd they say?
Natural queen. Huh?
Oh, and they said they clowning in the chat right now.
What they clowning about?
They said you got the cow fit on right now.
The cow fit?
Damn.
I mean, I own cows.
Look, with the honor call for
we ready?
the chosen a few that carry the gift of genius, who do what they do, who possess finesse and blessed with desire is true. I'ma say it loud.
See, this is why people get fired right here.
Somebody job on the line today.
Yeah.
Somebody getting the limit.
Ooh, I can't wait till after the show, baby.
We're gonna make these niggas fight to the death.
Mike. I'm a hot Mike.
We're having tryouts.
Mike.
Hey, everybody in the chat, listen. Listen, if y'all want a job, there's gonna be probably about 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 3 of them getting fired.
They said you're not gonna do shit, Gil.
Them niggas back there sweating back there, bullets.
Mm-hmm.
They said you won't do shit, N-word.
You gonna instigate?
They didn't say that. I added the N-word part.
Taffy, what's up? Dre. Boss Cap.
Like we said, drop 2 in the chat to
See
get
your
a follow.
Uncle Suge. Dre.
Let's get it.
Don B.
It's Gil.
I know, we gotta sing
Eat
this
'em
shit.
up, Gil.
Yeah, we gotta sing this shit. Hey, somebody go get
we gotta
mother
sing.
of my child so she can come in here and sing this shit.
It's Gil.
Hey.
Look, with the honor call for greatness, the chosen a few that carry the gift of genius, who do what they do, who possess finesse and blessed with desire is true. I'ma say it loud, none other than who? Some swear by Nikes, others love.
There we go. Y'all better hit live.
Welcome to Gils Arena, presented by Underdog Fantasy. Woo, woo, woo.
Y'all know y'all done fucked up, right? Y'all know y'all done
You
fucked up,
fucked
right?
That's why y'all love this show. Sometimes we fuck up. We can say fuck. My voice is a little fucked up too. I don't know what happened. I don't know who I was yelling at in my dream last night. But it's all good. Welcome back to Gils Arena, presented by Underdog Fantasy with the legend Gilbert Arenas.
What's up?
Gil, they said you got the
I know, man. Listen, man.
I'm just telling you.
Nice little sweater from Adidas.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Is that velvet? What is that?
Regular ass sweater.
Regular.
We got Rashad McCants
What's up, everybody?
rocking the Tough Crowd hat. Shout out, Brandon Jennings not here today, but in spirit.
I just wanted to represent the homie. You know what I'm saying? He did a great job yesterday.
Are you gonna
know
flip
what
it
I'm
and put
saying?
the crown on at any point?
No, I'm gonna let him, let him talk some shit. You know why we got on the real hat? I'm a real nigga.
Okay. And real niggas do real things. Remember, if you want to get down with Underdog Fantasy, go ahead, download the app, use promo code Gils Arena. They will match your first deposit up to $100. And if somebody got Jaylen Brown's number, I don't blame Jaylen, but he had the higher lower pick him yesterday. 3.5 made free throws. I think this man went 3 for 6. He hadn't to miss one all series. Betrayed me. I blame the ball. It was deflated. Y'all know how y'all do out there in New England. I know how y'all be doing the balls out there. And also, chat, we see y'all jumping. We see y'all thriving. Go ahead, drop some good questions. The key word, good. And don't put them shits in there 500 fucking times. We see the shit. We will get to it.
You told him to.
I'm going to be real.
You told him to do it.
But 300 is fine. But 500 is too much. But I'm going to be real. Yo, if you want to get it in, keep asking that shit. Because I'll be looking at it during the show. I'll be like, damn, this nigga asked the same shit 27 times. It makes us want to ask. But if you subscribe to Gils Arena YouTube, it helps you out. It boosts some chats up to the top. It boosts your comments up. We will include you. But you got to subscribe. Help us get our numbers up. We're trying to eat good like Gil. Okay? I'm trying to rock cow fits.
Beef is what's for dinner.
Look, beef. I'm trying to get some pants. Shit. So, Gil, let's talk a little bit about yesterday. Yesterday on your show, you said one of the worst investments you made was a Shark Tank, right? 10,000 gallon.
Yeah.
Your crib in Virginia when you was playing with the Wizards. So we actually found a picture of the Shark Tank,
Oh my Lord.
but it was only one of 3 that you had in the crib. You had a grotto too? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the grotto. Yeah,
Shit was going down?
Yeah.
Damn, man, you was
there.
balling.
Huh?
It was a penny dropper crib, huh?
Oh, yeah. But I ain't party, though.
What you do in the grotto then?
Nothing. I just like the idea. Listen, I had no bullshit. I built the club, Club Dream Love.
Yep.
I had them build their sound system in my backyard, right?
Okay.
Because I wanted to DJ. So I'll turn my music up. You can hear it for blocks and blocks and blocks, right? And I just turn it on and just shake the streets. The rule was, police come out, they give you a warning,
Okay.
warning, then a $1,000 fine. So I'll play it twice a day, turn it off, and then tomorrow, twice a day, because it all starts over. So I'll just fuck it with everybody. Yeah. But yeah, I never threw a party.
The cops were showing up to your house twice a day.
Yep.
But the third
When
time
I was bored, when I'm bored, I do dumb shit.
So you're talking about a $1,000 fine, Gil, but
No, I never got that.
okay. But what I'm saying is, and I need to know if this is true. Now, we don't support pocket watching on the show, but is it true you were paying $80,000 a year to feed and maintain your sharks?
A year? 80,000?
That's what the internet said.
5,
about-
12, yeah, about 60,000. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was about $5,000 a month.
Yep. Easy.
It's a fish tank with sharks. Come on, people.
Yeah.
What were those sharks eating?
Sharks and others. I mean, it was eating.
They was eating each other?
Like,
Did
but
you
just
feed-
bait
did you feed
fish?
it? Did you
Hell
feed-
no,
you-
I ain't stupid.
you just
no,
walking around.
Yeah, just like, yeah, this is nice shit. No. But no, serious, no. Fish, like when you just sit there and just watch aquariums, man, that shit soothing.
is.
So after games, man, I just sit there and just stare at it, just looking at new life. But yeah, it was $5,000, for the fish tank.
And what did you name your sharks?
Didn't name them.
It was.
I wasn't that invested.
Sharks don't have no name.
Wasn't that invested?
I wasn't that mentally invested in naming shit.
You only had 3 sharks, Gil. You didn't give them a name? Huey, Dewey, and Louie or some shit like that?
No, I didn't even think
on,
about
man.
it. I'm not even gonna lie.
Tails, nigga,
I
whoop.
didn't even think about it. Now I'm mad.
Now you mad you didn't. You got no bond with the shark.
A shark ain't got no name, but we gotta, switch it up a little bit. I got some sad news to report. For all the old heads out there, our generation, after 36 years in the game, MTV News is shutting it down. Paramount slashing budgets.
Damn.
Breaking shit down. We got the writer strike right now. Shout out to all the WGA writers out there, 10 toes down, trying to get me to come pick it. I'm out here working, okay? Gils Arena. Okay, my writing skills decent. I know I need to get other professions. So I'm in the hosting game now. But support y'all out there. But yeah, MTV News, shut it down. Shout out to Kurt Loder and them.
Kurt Loder.
Every time that shit used to pop up, you knew, shit, somebody died. It was some sad ass shit.
Or somebody got in some trouble.
Yeah, or somebody got arrested. But it just made me think about MTV. And everybody out there, MTV is still around. I don't know if people still watch it. Shout out to Laguna Beach in the Hills and all them shit. Laguna Beach was a good ass show. I don't give a fuck. Black people, y'all know y'all was watching it. But it got me thinking, MTV, what's your favorite music video of all time?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, Tip Drill, uncut, late at night.
1 a.m.
Yeah, that was like back then, kind of like porn for a youngster. Yeah.
You had to wait for the
You had to
video
wait
come
for it.
on.
You had to wait for the video. Woo-hoo, Tip Drill, I got a Tip Drill. Used to be that like,
With the credit card. Yeah. Let me go ahead and get that.
Yes. Like I couldn't wait to get money just to do it, just to.
Hit that tip drill.
Now I'm going to do that now.
You got to.
Because I didn't do it then. Now that it's on my mind,
Strippers.
I'm doing that tonight.
Go tip
Call
drill.
them. Yeah.
Rashad, what's your favorite music video?
I'm gonna say some shit to piss everybody off.
Okay, sounds about normal.
Smooth Criminal.
Who's that gonna piss off?
Yeah, that was a nice one.
That was a cold ass music video.
Very nice, right? Yeah. I just wanted to figure it out, like what between Smooth Criminal and Busta Rhymes and Janet Jackson, what's it gonna be? Because Janet was sexy in that video. I like that motherfucker. That's nice.
But Smooth Criminal was a shit to lean.
Yeah,
Ever get
that was it.
video?
That was it for me.
Somebody actually snitched. I think he did it live in concert, but he had like some nails in his shoe or whatever.
He had a rod. I think he had a rod
I
in
think
there.
the hook and fucking hit the lean on it.
Missy, like just a regular Missy Elliott.
I can't stand the rain.
Yeah, all that.
That shit
Yeah,
was
she was,
fire.
yeah, she was
Sock
fire.
it
She was
to
on a
me.
whole nother level, man.
Some other good ones, California Love, More Money, More Problems was solid. Shout out Hype Williams.
Ooh, they did that song at my school, the remix.
What?
Was it All About the Benjamins, Baby
Ooh, that
remix? Yeah, they did that
was
at
a good one, too.
Grand High School.
That's fire.
Crossroads, for y'all who remember back in the day when Bone Thugs came out with that, that shit was #1, I feel like. for
Make
a
them
minute.
say,
Ooh, Master P with the tanks. Far Side Drop for those of y'all who like some, eclectic shit. Shout out Spike Jonze, I think directed that all backwards. But we talk about losing MTV News. We lost a lot of stuff from our youth. So what's something from your youth you wish was still a thing today?
Oh, no responsibility. No responsibility. Yes, sir.
That is something.
Yeah,
something, ain't it?
waking up with no fucking what?
Nothing to do.
Concern, no problems, no issues.
Bro.
Saturday, waking up at 1 o'clock. Oh, what's for lunch? Yo?
what's the lunch?
Hey, summertime, bro. I stay up till about 3, 4 in the morning, wake up about 1 or noon.
See, man.
Nothing to worry about.
He said no responsibility. Oh, shit. I don't know if I got a comeback for that.
Hey, for all y'all young people in the chat, y'all gotta understand, enjoy these moments in your life, because shit gets real as you get older. Them bills never go away, responsibilities, and now you gotta worry about other people keeping human lives alive. This shit is
Get up
stressful.
early.
Rashad, what's something for you wish was still a thing today?
I'm gonna say I really fuck with Rap City, The Basement.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like coming home from school, getting off the bus or getting dropped off, and Rap City like 4 o'clock, I think 4 or 5 o'clock, and just those freestyles. The culture was.
Were they really freestyles though?
I think a couple of them was.
A lot of niggas
Cameron's
shit,
was.
just testing material out.
Cameron's was. He ain't got to do too much to. You know what I'm saying? And then, I remember Lil Wayne was doing. He used to do a freestyle every Friday. He was gonna do one every Friday for like a month straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rap City was my shit.
If I had to pick one, I'm gonna say Blockbuster Video. Y'all don't remember, y'all generation, this current generation, the thrill going Friday, new movie release. Sometimes all the shits would be sold out, but you would check the return box. They had one in there.
Wow.
A lot of assholes back there didn't like to rewind their videos, so nigga had to spend a good 4 or 5 minutes rewinding.
Look,
VHS,
he was
yeah.
him. That was him.
I know you wasn't
That was
rewinding
him.
videos,
Hell
bro.
no, I just finish it, put it in the box, sit it back.
They should have rewound them there, because they had like the super speedy one.
Yeah.
You could just throw it in and do it in 30 seconds. That's when you knew you was really balling.
Yo, that shit was the funny, especially when video gaming came out.
Yes.
And you like, was it a Sub-Zero? No, what was that? The car game on like with Super Nintendo.
Oh,
Something zero.
Mario Kart? No.
Nah.
F-Zero?
F-Zero.
F-Zero, yeah.
Oh my God, running bad. There's only one lane, nothing up, or it's a whole nother system. Be mad and shit.
Y'all
Killer
don't know the
Instinct.
struggle.
Killer Instinct, bro. Wow. And like you said, Blockbuster though, the best thing about Blockbuster is standing in line and trying to figure out what not to buy on the little side rack.
Yeah.
Like you came in here for a movie, you come in and leave with a bunch
Man,
of other
listen,
shit.
standing in line back then was the shit. Yes. When the new Jordans dropped, and you got lines around the block. Now you sitting there asking everybody their size, trying to count it. Hey, so what size you wear? 7, 7, 7. Right? So you'd be like 42, 7.
I'm gonna miss out today.
Bro, they had a spot in the valley, like super low key hole in the wall, but they had everything. And I don't know if they was knockoffs, bootlegs, but you could go in there. I wear 14, so you could go in there.
Back then you did?
I wore not. I mean, probably when I turned like 13, 14 years old.
Oh, yeah, then yeah.
But you could roll into the spot. So I already knew I wasn't getting my shit because the 13 used to be the biggest size they have. Yep. There was this lady in the valley, you could pull up on her. She would just go in the back. What size? What size?
You gotta know the right
back
drug
then,
dealer.
back then, they had halves.
Yes.
So I was a 12 and a half
Okay.
for a while. So that shit was like perfect.
You gotta
That was
know
like the perfect size.
the right drug dealer, get you in there and get you.
I know a
placed
good
up.
one. I know a good one.
They're saying, man, we still have half sizes, Gil, but you rich now. You get all your shit sent from Adidas.
No, they have half sizes in the store?
Oh, I don't know.
No, they have half sizes, like if you order it, but
Yeah.
I don't think you can go in the store and get half
Okay.
sizes like that. Burger King, McDonald's, when they was competing, 2 for 2s.
2 for 2.
2 for 2 Big Macs, 2 for 2 Whoppers.
This is
Now,
fire.
shit, you can get a combo meal for like $5
Yeah,
back in the day.
$5.
Now them shit's hitting like 15, 18. Where's the time
Inflation.
gone? Where's the time
2
gone?
for 2, that was the shit right there.
But let's talk.
2 big ass Whoppers. Sleep.
214.
2 for
I don't need no fries, no drink. Give me water.
You know exactly what to
Put the
call.
Sprite in that bitch. So let's talk a little bit NBA news. So JJ Reddick, you know, Rashad, y'all competed with each other. I think he stole the McDonald's All-American Game MVP, even though
Indeed.
you had better numbers. We're not gonna bring it up though.
Indeed.
We're not gonna blame society or the system. We'll say JJ was deserving of it. But he's been one of the bright spots in the sports media game. You know, his podcast is stellar. Been doing a lot of great work on ESPN. A legend. You know, definitely want to roll one up. When we get to 10K, we're gonna bring JJ Reddick here. We're gonna let him hit it too, cause. You know, I seen his lips, they black, he knows. He's smoking.
For sure.
But 15-year NBA veteran, it was reported today that Reddick interviewed for the Raptors head coaching vacancy. He got an interview with the Raptors. No previous head coaching experience.
Really?
So fire takes on ESPN though. Mm-hmm. But, so I want to ask you, start with you, Gil. Would JJ Reddick make a good NBA head coach?
Yes. I was with him for just a few months in Orlando. And we used to just sit there like going over when we get in the game what we're gonna do, what side he's gonna run on, what side he likes the ball, how he likes the ball when I flare. Like we were literally just speaking the game within our game on how we played, right? Like what's his favorite side? If he comes on this side, he's gonna pass it, take off. So he's teaching me how he played, right? And it was just amazing, like making the game easier. If you really want to know how dedicated he will be, is this. He said on the podcast that the reason he retired is he couldn't and didn't have the energy to do his summer workout to prepare for the season.
Yep.
He was so disciplined as a player that he wasn't going to half-ass his work ethic for a spot. So if he couldn't go through his summer routine, he wasn't going to play that season. And that's what made him retire. His summer workout routine made him retire from the NBA. That's how disciplined JJ Reddick is.
Shit, a lot of people out there, we don't even want to work on a Friday. So I understand that, like, shit, niggas too close to the weekend. I'm not trying
But
to.
come on, he could have half-assed did a couple of this joints.
like everybody else do.
Like everybody else do.
Like everybody else.
But he was like, nah, I'm too disciplined for that.
JJ, man, a real basketball savant. Just like you, just hearing you say that, it makes some sense. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of time me and JJ would have been on too if we'd ever been teammates. You know, my junior year, I was on JJ's team in USA, Colorado Springs. And that was the first time I was able to like be around that type of talent in this high school. So JJ was, you know, one of the guys who was like, yo, we're gonna be good friends. And he actually taught me my form. You know what I'm saying? As far as keeping the hand closed, you know, always focus on the guy hand. And that was one of the things that I needed then. So when he chose Duke, we were going to be ultimate competitors because I was going to go to Duke and play with him. But then I'm like, nah, this JJ, I got to beat him. I got to show him I'm better than him. So our whole career at Duke Carolina was always a rival, but we were good friends. You know what I'm saying? Me and JJ always been good friends. Nothing but great things to say about him. I think he would make a great coach. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we talk about too, giving players opportunities to come in to prove themselves. Even though they don't got the experience or the resume, let them build it. You know what I'm saying? Give them an opportunity. Give all of us an opportunity, especially if we're showing the side of the game that people need to know, the X's and the O's, the mentality, why players do certain things. I think JJ shows that. Perfect.
I mean, experience is experience. He played the game for 15 years.
Yep.
That's his experience.
Oh, you know I'm rolling.
You know what I mean? But when someone is interviewing and they say, well, he don't have the resume, he has 15 years of a resume. That means he can break down every single player in this league. He can break down every scouting report in this league. He can tell you about every ref in this league. He can tell you what arenas has the loud crowd. He can tell you everything that has to do with inside those four lines. The only thing he needs to learn is how to see the game this way.
Yep.
That's it.
He's watching it now.
Put great practice playing together, right?
Yeah.
Break down film and learn and know how to talk to the teammates.
Yep.
Other than that, he knows the most important part of the game. He can look at a player and say, he might not have it today. Okay, he's rolling.
Yep.
Let me keep an eye on him. He already has that part.
You know what else he got? He fuck with the brothers. Niggas respect JJ. Like JJ's not one of those guys that come in and he got some kind of racial undertone. Like he fucks with everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody fucks with him because he not only knows the game, but he's an equal opportunist. Like, he don't look at you because you didn't score enough points in high school or college. He knows game just like we know game. And I respect the NBA giving him opportunity, and I respect him for being prepared.
So you said you guys were rivals, UNC, Duke, but those schools are close to each other, right? Were y'all ever fucking with each other? Like, did y'all go turn up over there? I mean, it's probably not with Duke. I know they got not a lot of activity.
We went over there.
Did they pull up to Chapel Hill?
We fucked what little hoes they had over there. And we came back and brought them back over here.
North Carolina was the bully school.
We were snipers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So that's UC.
But UNC was more cracking, right? Y'all had players. I know some of the spots out there.
Yeah, see, you know.
I've got some inside sources. Never pulled up, but you know.
Franklin Street was different. Duke didn't really have too much.
That's what I'm saying.
They had the nerdy girls. And JJ, you know, he was a fraternity guy. You know what I'm saying? He one of those beach, flip-flop wearing ass. You know what I'm saying? Short, capri shorts and shit with the golf hats and shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't come out and rock with us like he could have.
Yeah.
But he did his own thing. You know, Duke was Duke. You know what I'm saying? We didn't really look at them as niggas that we wanted to chill with. You know what I'm saying? We went to NC State.
Okay. So Gil, you touched on this earlier, but I want to ask both of y'all. You got a guy like JJ Reddick getting this head coaching interview, really passing a lot of guys. We're talking about former players too who have that experience that you mentioned, that have been, rising up the ranks, trying to climb the ladder, do it the right way as assistant coaches, spending years in that position. You think about somebody like Darvin Ham who got his first head coaching experience this year with the Lakers after years kind of in that Budenholzer tree. So what is giving JJ Reddick an interview without any previous coaching experience say to all those guys who've been busting their ass trying to get these same jobs?
Listen, it's you can't look at it like that. There's no line. There's no there's no line and everyone like you put your name in and you go to back of the line. No, that's not how anything works, right? Your resume, your connections, your relationships. That's what I always tell fucking people out there. Keep as many bridges open as possible because you never know where it's going to lead to. If a kid asks you for an autograph, take that fucking picture. Really? You sitting there with your family, right? And you say, I'm eating with my family. You always eat with your family. It's your family, right? It's your family. Y'all going to ride in the car together. Y'all going to go home. Y'all going to put each other. That's your family. This fan might not ever see you again. That might be your damn boss.
Real shit.
One day. When you on your last leg or you just retired and you looking for something, right? You're down on your luck and that kid remembered when you took a picture with him, say, hey, you want to be my CEO?
Yep.
Fuck it, what's happening?
100%.
You never know. So having a line and this person didn't make, man, listen, if your relationships ain't as strong as his, that's your fucking problem.
Exactly.
Make better goddamn friends.
All right. And I look at that, like you say, there ain't no line. It's just opportunity given to guys who can prove themselves. You look at a coach that's never played, it's not a former player, who catapults to the ranks and gets a head coaching job in front of other former players who, like you say, ain't no line, but they waiting, right? It's like JJ's he's exempt from that, right? Because he's a legendary candidate, just like Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd got the job. He didn't have no previous coaching experience. You know what I'm saying? And I think that goes with Ty Lue. Well, not Ty Lue, because Ty Lue was on the bench. But certain former players that did get the nod, they didn't need that coaching experience because they've been coach players. You know what I'm saying? So when you got that experience, like I said, it ain't in a line unless you ain't been in the league. Now you jump in line because it's like there are guys better equipped for this job than you are.
Prime example. Let's say Antoine Jameson gets a general manager job, right? Who has a better chance getting a job opportunity? Me or someone that he's never met before that's coming from overseas?
That's real.
Real.
No resume.
Unless they make him hire him.
My resume is how we played the game, the information that I have that he's seen, right? As an older person that he knows, okay, maybe he's not gonna be the same, as he used to be, wild, but I know basketball-wise, work ethic-wise, I want him.
100%.
Right?
Sure.
And that's it. I get a job as a coach or something, I know I'm hiring players I play with. It was Caron Butler, Larry Hughes, I know Brendan Haywood, what's happening. I know who I'm hiring.
So that brings me to my next question. We're talking about JJ, but who are some other former players that you guys know or played with that you think would make great coaches in the NBA, great head coaches?
I have, Larry Hughes, Antoine. Well, Antoine is more like general manager.
Yeah, for sure.
Front
office, yeah.
Yeah, front office. Caron Butler, JJ.
Richard Jefferson?
Richard as a coach? No, Richard is more
Front office?
Front office
Okay.
type. He's front office type. I said Caron Butler, right?
Yep.
Jared Jeffries. Juan Dixon.
Legend.
Yeah, Juan Dixon. Yeah.
He's a coach. Ain't he a coach now?
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah.
How about Rashad?
I would say Calvin Booth. I like Calvin Booth as a coach, but he's front office. I just like his knowledge of the game. He's smart as hell. Antoine Walker. I thought Twan was over exceptional as far as his knowledge for the game and how he talked to the group. Like when he had his shit together, it was different. He could coach us into anything we wanted to, how we wanted to do. Especially me as a young player then, him being a vet, it was different. How I seen the game through his eyes. He would say some shit like, "I trust my shot better than this shot. I'm gonna shoot that bitch before I pass it to him." But then that was know your personnel, right? You know what I'm saying? Juwan Howard was on my team, and I used to always tell this big ass to roll. Nigga, it's wide open. He's like, know your personnel, young fella. I don't roll at all. I'm a popper. So then once I knew that, it was damn, certain guys. But then Twan came over to me and was like, you gotta know your personnel, man. Don't pass that shit to that nigga. Shoot that shit. So I like coaches like Twan that could just tell you to go after yours, but still be inside the team concept.
Jason Terry.
Yeah.
Legend. So we talked about former guys. Let's talk about some current guys. So after the all-defensive team selections were announced yesterday, Greek Freak took to social media to seemingly voice his displeasure with not being selected to either of the two All-NBA defensive teams.
He said it.
He posted this, "I'm tired of the disrespect. I'm coming." That's not a good Giannis word. I fucked that up, man.
Try it again.
No, I can't. Nah. My voice ashy right now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Not even do shit. I'll be at the crib all day. Woke up, ashy voice, no cocoa butter for it. But so Giannis was Defensive Player of the Year in 2020, made 4 straight first-team All-Defenses from 2019 to 2022. His teammates Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez, as we mentioned yesterday, were both selected to the first team. But Giannis was left on the outside looking in despite having the league's best defensive rating this season. Let's talk about AD too. AD was also snubbed, played in 56 games, had the second highest defensive rating behind Giannis, and we know the Lakers were mid before the trade deadline, but that defense was strong all season. So question for you, I'll start with you, Gil. Who should feel more disrespected by being left off the all-defensive teams, Giannis or AD?
Giannis. I asked the question yesterday.
Yep.
How can these two make it if he's the defensive anchor? It didn't make sense to me, right? If he was on second team, I would have still questioned, why is he on second team and Lopez? I mean, I don't remember Lopez sitting there guarding, blocking shots, running down shots, like stealing and switching 1 through 5. I didn't never see him do that, right? So the guy who's making the other two look great, you're penalizing.
Yep.
And that's what stuck out. Like, where's I see the other two? Where's Giannis?
Yeah.
You know, so that's
I mean, I 100% agree. But I just want to go with AD just because we're not going to give him credit for playing well up until this point. But his defense has always been kind of on par, up to schedule. And then having that lead them to the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, kind of anchor them, protect them in big games. AD could feel kind of disrespected just because, like, who's in front of them? Who's in front of those two guys in these teams that's being picked? So I look at AD as one of the best shot blockers we got out there, and he can change the shot. He's a threat out there, but, like, who are you picking over him? You know what I'm saying? Who are you picking over Giannis? Like,
they did. They picked 10. They picked 10.
10 over Giannis. That's crazy.
Trash.
Yeah, Jaren Jackson Jr., Brook Lopez, Evan Mobley on the first team. Bam Adebayo,
Nah.
OG Anunoby, Draymond Green were the 4s that made it.
Nah. I'm not rolling with. I roll with Evan, but maybe 2 years from now.
Who's that one on the right, all the way in the bottom?
Derek White, or Derek Caucasian as he's known in
Made it all.
second team.
Oh no, they tripping.
Leave him alone, Gil.
They
Boston
tripping.
going through enough.
They tripping. Yeah, you should get him.
So he made, what position he play?
He's a guard, right?
He's a guard. Does he start?
Yeah,
He's been starting.
What position he play?
He's a guard.
Like,
2. Starting 2 guard.
what's his name?
Derek White.
Derek White. Okay, so Marcus Smart, not him, right?
Nope.
So he's a better defender than Marcus Smart?
This year they say.
No, I'm saying is he? In reality, in real life.
Well, Marcus Smart was
No.
Defensive Player of the Year last year, correct?
I know. So
I'm just asking.
so the defensive player last year gets beat out by
His
him.
teammate
Oh, okay.
who's starting over him.
All right.
So Marcus made it last year off the bench.
Player of the year.
Off the bench.
They both
No, he was
start.
starting. He was
They
starting.
both started. Okay.
So basically, who's guarding James Harden again? Marcus Smart, right?
All the whole time.
No, who's guarding James Harden? Marcus Smart, right? I'm sure it ain't White. That's how stupid they are. James Harden is being guarded. The best player on the team is being guarded by the player of the year, who don't make no team.
No team.
The other one who's drifting in the corner guarding the second or third best player makes second team.
Who voting?
Huh?
Who voting for these niggas?
68%ers, we already know. I got to see defensive stance, what it looks like for you to be able to vote. I need you to lock up somebody. You got to lock up a
You gotta
fellow
show me
media
your
member.
defensive
You got to
stance.
lock up a fellow media member, post a video.
For sure.
That's why when it comes to awards, it's just like, how do y'all make this make sense?
Do they not think it is important to us?
Are you looking at player, like who he's guarding versus like, no one is gonna stick. I want to see how many times you stick Harden next game.
This next game, right?
We going to find
Because
out.
if I'm Marcus Smart, I'm like, hey, whoa, coach, no. He's second team.
Yeah.
Get him.
And it's 3-2.
Get him.
And it's 3-2.
You go get this work.
Get him. Last shot. No, don't call me. He's the defensive player this year. Get him. Don't get your ass busted. Is that the one with the hair back this way?
With the hairline.
Yep.
No slander, D.
Bro, he ain't
He's
even,
just stating
he ain't even athletic enough to play defense.
For real.
Come on, just
I'll smoke the fuck out. I'll smoke him like.
We're gonna get Derek White. We're gonna get him on the court out there.
1-4 flat the shit out that man.
One
Throw
foul.
it in here. Drop it.
So obviously you feel the disrespect for some players currently, but let's talk about your guys' era. Who was a defender from your era that never gets the love that they deserve?
From me, get the love from me?
Yeah.
None.
If you had to pick one, Gil, if you had to pick just somebody who you respected defensively, who you couldn't 1-4 flat all the time.
I 1-4 flat all the best defensive players. That was the point of it. That was the point. They got the title that they can stop everybody. Let's see.
So nobody showed you anything, ever?
No.
Not one?
So we can't pull up no video, get strapped, no strap.
By a defensive player? No, I took that shit personal. Vrajal was great. Vrajal was probably the only person, like in a back line. Oh shit, Kenyon Martin too.
Kenyon was terrifying.
Yeah, like that was smart enough. I would say probably Kenyon 1, Vrajal 2, where when I played the game, I had to pay attention. The guards themselves, fuck them.
They don't exist.
Trash.
They don't exist.
My offense was, I was too.
Not one guard. Where you're like, I didn't bust your ass as much as I expected.
I'm the fastest guard. Tony Parker was 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have foot speed on every guard, right? I'm stronger than all of the guards besides Jason Kidd.
Yep.
Right?
Chauncey.
All 2 guards are 2 steps behind me. So if you look at all my highlights, they're putting the 2 guards on me so I wouldn't post up.
Yep.
Whoever, the person who did the best, that was a star, was Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd did a good. You'll give Jason Kidd some love, Gil.
You couldn't post him when you couldn't.
I couldn't post him because he was stronger and he was he was quick and fast.
Yeah.
So when I loaded up, he can keep up.
Okay. Rashad, who was a defender that you played against that you feel didn't get the love they deserve?
There was a guy on my team, Justin Reed. He died a few years back of cancer, but he used to play with Tony Allen a lot, and he told me that he taught a lot of his defensive tactics.
Ole Miss or what? No.
Yeah, Ole Miss, 20 and 10.
Yeah.
He was a monster, bro. Like 6'8", athletic, long arms, strong as hell, and he could guard any 1 through 5. And he was one of the guys that I seen and I played with that didn't get no. The coaches put him in for defense, but he didn't get what he should have gotten for that because, you know, he used to have little pump fake tactics. He used to have little rotation tactics that was just crazy to deal with, and he could guard. I love him fucking guard.
I'd probably bust his ass.
Probably. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I mean,
So
you
you
know
know-
that's your friend and your teammate. He really got his ass whooped.
So I know you're going to enjoy this question. So who was a known defensive guy, a known lockdown stopper that you had no problem giving buckets to? Pick one. I know you're going to say everybody.
A known, give me a group. Besides Kobe?
NBA players.
Kobe?
What's the question?
So you had no problem giving Kobe buckets.
No.
Like MJ, I had no
No,
problem.
no,
with Gary
because, one, listen,
Payton. Gary Payton.
but he got it worse than Kobe. I didn't hit 60 on Gary Payton because they had to rush his ass out. 'Cause
Wait.
It was, because
Did you give Kobe 60 or did you give the Lakers 60?
he got like 45 of it. But the Lakers themselves, I was averaging about 33 already on them through the career.
We remember.
I took that shit seriously. But it was always this. Defensive players, you know, like Bruce Bowen, they're great at what they're good at defensive being, right? Has nothing to do with the element that I play in, right? It's your element. I'm not in your element. I'm not coming off ball screens.
Right.
So you can't deny me. I'm not, that's not, so you're at a disadvantage against me. Just like if I'm guarding you, I'm at a disadvantage in the post.
And your offense
Right.
that y'all was running was crazy.
Yeah, so when I'm playing against, so like Larry Hughes, who is a great defensive player, long arms, very tricky. I used to challenge him every single day in practice. Just call him out. so he can teach me how to be a better scorer. Yep. So when I go by him, what is he trying to do? Okay, he's trying to pop it here. Let me keep it here. Stop. So he was teaching me every day how to, when we played him in the playoffs, I said, I'm going to bust your ass.
Yeah.
Because the shit you did, that shit don't work. That shit don't work anymore. I got a whole new package.
Yeah, I know
That's when I averaged 34 against them.
Yep.
I got a whole new package you ain't never seen yet.
That's what the fans don't understand about us. Like, with one-on-one players, like, we want to study the defense. We want to know. Like, that's what the whole point of challenging you in practice is. Ones, who want them?
Yep.
Who want them? Okay, let me see how. Because you're going to give me your best defensive effort, you know, in order to get the ball to try to score. So you can study that against the best defensive player on your team, like Trenton Hassel. I know you be laughing at him. You be laughing at him. But I got to find out, like, who was the best defenders on my team. None of y'all can fuck with me. None of y'all can guard me. So now I go into the league and try to see, all right, Ron Artest, Steven Jackson was my first real test. And it was like, can they guard? Let me see. If I can pull this shit on Trenton and get past them the same way, oh shit, I got some here. And so when you start to gain respect from your peers that can play defense, everybody start looking at you different. See, the fans and shit, they don't know the shit that I brought to the game. When I checked in, the other team's bench, the assistant coach, like, hey man, Canson, this what he do, blah, blah, blah. Just to hear that when you check in, it's like they got to have a certain preparation for me because I'm coming off the bench. But I can score that bitch. So whoever the defensive guy was, they all looking at each other. You got him? You got him? One of you motherfuckers better come over here. You about to get this work, you know what I'm saying? But if I ever had the opportunity, like the green light and be the guy like Gil and go 1/4, like nigga, like it's a different game. It's like an amusement park at that point. Like that's why it's so good to watch him play, is because it's like he was having so much fun out there just using his mind to intimidate motherfuckers. It's like, oh yeah, you gonna get it. You gonna get it. And that's why I fucks with the nigga.
It's speed. Like that's one thing I because point guards, I was just bigger and faster and stronger than the point. So what they were trying to do is put bigger bodies on me. So when you watch games, like, you know, The Matrix, he was a great defender.
Yeah.
Right? Rajah Bell, he was a great defender. In my element, right? In my element, you're not.
Not at all.
Right? It's so I know you're stronger. So if he's guarding me, all I know is like, oh, I'm gonna look at his weight. All right. Now try to figure out how much speed do I have to gather before he tries to hit me and pull me up.
Yep. And that's
so now, all right, back up and then take off. So when he hits me, I can just run right through it.
Man.
And that's what ended up happening. Big guards always tried to bully, and all I'm doing is just loading up the speed, and I can just walk through it.
Okay.
You can see that too in the highlights, how when you sped up and the contact did happen, that contact usually stops you or slows you down. And that's what I love about watching that shit, because I'm like, that's what I learned how to do. Don't let the first contact stop you or slow you down. Push through that, and then you'll find that the whole lane opens up.
I had Brewer, Karolinko, Matt Harpin, like I had every defensive player, and it's like,
Harpin was an asshole too.
I just walk through that.
Walk through that.
Walk through that.
All right, well, let's keep this thing moving and shaking. Gotta talk about these Nuggets and these Suns. So Joker wasn't suspended for Game 5, but he did have to come up off of 25 racks, which is a little odd because he didn't get suspended. But before the game, he took time to dap up Suns owner Matt Ishbia, make amends for the Game 4 shove, had the ball in his hands, say, here, rich white man, you want this?
Here, rich white man.
The dap up. When the Nuggets jumped out to a 2-0 lead, many thought the Suns were cooked in like crack in the 80s. I thought it was over. Then the Suns won 2 at home to tie the series and appeared to have momentum heading back to Denver for Game 5. Now that the Nuggets have now taken control of the series, how quickly can momentum shift in a playoff series? Gil, you've seen it. We see it all the time. It feels like at one point, all right, this team's going to run away with it. Other teams bounce back, so.
No one's, listen, no matter, the road team has to win a game as a visitor. That's just how it's laid out. So, you know, the first 2 games, the Nuggets won, and then Suns won there too. Nuggets won theirs, Suns got to win theirs, and then they go back home and try to, steal one in Denver. That's how it's supposed to be. 2, 1, 1, and then 1, right? So, there's no real momentum because they're coming home to defend their court.
I like that. Because I mean, it's kind of true. Like even the momentum from the other side. If you just lost and you feel like you can get your bounce back game at this on a road game can be your bounce back game. You got to find momentum, all right? You got to find it because you just lost it at home. So, like you're saying, for Phoenix, going back to Phoenix, is that where they're going? Back to Phoenix?
Back to Phoenix for Game 6.
Game 6 is tough. It's tough. But who got the momentum? Phoenix.
Phoenix has the momentum down 3-2.
Down 3-2. Coming back to Phoenix.
Coming back home.
So the only thing is, we got to defend our home crowd. That's it. That's how it works in the playoffs. So it's not like, we're down 3-2. We have to defend our home court.
So as players, you guys are thinking like that. Like, look, just win this game, then we'll worry about it for Game 6.
It's designed, the way the playoffs is designed for, so when a team goes down, 0-2, like, okay, we got 2 games at home. And that's how it works. So, Phoenix knows they have to, get this win, and then the real pressure is that last game, trying to still win there.
Home court. Okay. Home court is always important, and that's why this is going to be the biggest game for Phoenix, right? This next game, Game 6, KD, Book, CP still ain't gonna show. He out for the whole joint, huh?
That's that groin. Well, you guys tell me, groin injuries. You dealt with them before. They suck, right?
They fucking suck.
That's what, when I was in China, I pulled my groin first game there, hit a shot on Mulberry, came back to hit him again and just pulled my groin. Messed me up the rest of my China season. Had to rehab it back, was getting shots in it trying to get it fixed. Yeah. And by the time I got it back, he was hurting. I was like, I gotta give up.
Because there's obviously injuries you can play with, like a sprained ankle,
Groin is probably
groin,
worse.
hamstring, seems like spots like it don't really matter what the fuck you do. Only thing that's gonna get it back is time.
Like
you can't rush it
in
back.
The balls too. It's like pow, pow, pow every time you
Hey
walk.
man, one thing about Chris Paul, man, just listen. There's this new song going around. There's a new song going around that I was listening, going to school, taking the kids to school. It's called Chris Paul. So listen to the song called Chris Paul by Destroy Lonely. Young boy.
Destroy Lonely. Chris Paul.
Yep, it's called Chris Paul, Destroying Lonely. All the kids, that's the new song. All the kids.
It's a good song, bad song?
It's a good song. It's a good song. Yeah.
So is it forever gonna change
Destroy
Chris Paul's
Lonely.
perception?
Yeah, he get it, start listening to songs like Chris Paul, yeah. Fix that groin right up. Fix that groin right up.
He gotta come out bumping the new Chris Paul track.
Well, it's gonna be hard for Phoenix to win without Chris Paul, my man. I mean, but they doing what they can do. But I just see like if he's not gonna come back and they lose the 6, that's tough.
Also, Ayton too, man. Ayton is
It's Ayton.
I don't know. He might.
Said it.
I just
burn down.
No. What I'm saying is this is a MVP battle.
Yes, you're right.
Do we think you're gonna outplay Joker? Hell no. Battle. This is the best center, second best center in the NBA right now.
Yep.
Right? Battle. Learn from this. Yep. You should be studying every game. You should be studying what he's doing, what he did. Like everyone has ticks.
Yep.
Right? If you look at everybody and you're not paying attention to the details of what they're doing, there's just like a pitcher. There's telltale signs. Yep. He might have a telltale sign when he's going to pass it versus when he's going to shoot, versus when he's going to pump, fake, and drive. Watch him. Look at him. He might tap. Right? It's just the little details in someone's body language that gives their fucking game away.
How much energy does that take for a motherfucker today to go through all of that shit that you just said? That's a lot.
Yeah.
For them to say, man, I'm going to stop what I'm doing over here. I'm gonna stop chasing this pussy. I'm gonna stop, being on Instagram all day and playing these video games. And I'm gonna put this film in and I'm gonna study Joker for 5 hours, and I'm gonna really break it down. So I'm gonna be prepared for this game. I don't see these guys even taking that type of time to look at film. Like, that's something we used to do.
How long did it take y'all back in your day? Because it seems like the way technology is structured, they can digest so much more information so much faster. So it might not even take that full. Like 5 hours in y'all day was literally because you were slaves to technology and it just wasn't up to par like the way it is now. Where now it's like shit. The amount of information I can consume just in a 30-minute window versus 10, 15 years ago.
And we didn't have we didn't chop the film down. We had to watch the
That's
whole.
what I'm saying.
We had to watch the whole shit.
I have like Tim Connolly. Hey, I just need, when we're in the playoffs, I just need a LeBron or the Wild Thing, right? Vrejao. I just need all of his help side charges. Every time he touches, let me have all of it. They'll give me a 30-minute clip on just him tagging, coming back, right? So I'm counting how long it actually takes. Like, I'm watching how fast, like just watching him. Like, all right, okay.
So now you know when to go.
All right. So now I knew with me, he was a track dog, meaning he's tagging, but he's following my movement.
Yes, he's watching you at all
Right,
times.
so I know, all right, if I start this way, he's gonna track it, so I gotta come back this way. So I'll lead, spin back, that's where my shot is. I knew I couldn't just straight line, because he's there.
Waiting.
So if you ever see the highlights, you will see that I'm going one way, and you will see him come, and then I'm pulling the other way for my jumper.
See, what's wild, because from a fan or casual, whatever fuck people want to say, perspective, really is not an understanding of how much goes into that, the chess of basketball.
Yep.
And how much y'all are really watching film, breaking stuff down, especially in a series now where you got to see a team for 4 to 7 games.
Yep.
And they know your every move, you know their every move. But just any little tendency, any little trick or something that you can learn, that you can glean from actually studying, and even going back to Ayton, like this is something like, look, Joker is one of the best players in the league, MVP finalist. Like, this is opportunity for you, though, to show that you belong, not in necessarily that conversation, but you can be one of the best big men in the league, too. Like, you can earn some money off of this series, but instead it seems like the other way where it's like, shit, bro, like you getting cooked, like you issues on the bench, guys, the body language, just the tension, like, it's just, it's confusing because if you was putting in the time, people look at you as a player, Gil, like, just to have the presence of mind, like, yo, give me a clip out of just this thing I need to focus on.
Yeah,
To know to say that. Like,
Know to say that.
But that's why when you hear, like when people talk about my game, media disrespect. You've never heard a player
Never.
disrespect the game because they know how much time I put into it. I'm watching more or just as much as the coaching staff.
Yep.
So if the coaching staff fucks up on the board,
You can see it right away.
you about to get your ass busted. That motherfucker don't like going left.
were you doing that during?
No, I'm never gonna call. Like I'll tell him.
Well, I'm saying, would you tell another player, like, look, like?
No, I'll be like, yo, hey, he actually, like, his left, his what's the name arm, he always has to go back right? So if he's going left, it's a decoy to try to get back right? 1-2 dribbles, he's coming back right? It just looks like it because his first 2 dribbles is this way. Like even with John Wall, right? I noticed watching film all day in Chicago. We drafted him number 1. So I'm like, all right, this is my competition. Let me watch him. Paying attention. And I realized, oh, he's left-handed.
Yep.
Treat him like a right-handed player.
All left.
Yeah. Treat him like a right-handed player. Same thing what I did Donovan Mitchell. Donovan, when he goes right, because he can't jump off his left leg, right? He has to always pull back to his left side so he can power dunk off too.
Yep.
So when he goes right, is going to be snatched back so he can get back to that power. So if you want to cut off his game, just keep him right. Don't let him bounce back.
Man.
Right? That's just picking that up, just watching it. So when I watch the game, I don't enjoy really watching the game. I'm just sitting here watching at all the elements because I watch so much film. I never watched it for the enjoyment of just watching a great game. I'm watching refs in the bad spot.
Yes.
Right there. Okay,
Yes.
this man cut in, back door. What are you doing? Hey, get him out of the game. That's all I'm fucking doing. He ain't ready to shoot.
We the same, man, because I break that shit down with movies. Like, I don't really watch the movie.
Yeah, I'm saying
to watch it, to be like, oh, it's a good movie. I'm breaking down the shots. Oh, that was a nice shot right there. Look at this motherfucker. He didn't even edit this shit out.
Oh my God. That's where I got that shit from. My dad, because he was an actor, when we watched films,
He broke down the shit.
broke down the film.
Every time.
Every time. You see that?
Because I'm always stopping
He was
it
like,
too.
see?
Stop, look.
Yeah, he was like,
look.
look, editor,
Look
right?
at
You see
that.
the editor?
Fuck that shit up.
He had a hat on
Yep.
in the last scene. He don't have a hat on in this scene.
Man.
And then boom, look, he got a hat back on in the scene.
Amazing,
right?
bro.
See, and then he's just, and that's how I watch him. Like, man, just play the guy.
Just to play the movie.
I want to watch the movie.
That's how motherfuckers be with me. Are you going to play the movie? No, you got to understand why this shit is happening.
People don't, but they don't know. That's the fucked up part because they don't know. Look, I work in TV, so I work in film. Like, I don't watch shit for my enjoyment or music. To the point where you watch people who don't, like they get like, nah, fucking first act, this shit happened, and like, nah,
Exactly.
they didn't pay it off in the third act. This shit's way too convenient. How they all end up at this same spot just because they wrote it in the script. Like, you know what I mean? Like, help me make sense of this shit.
That's
like,
what I said. That's that. Now I know where I got that from. It was my youth when I had to break down, watch everything I'm watching. So even today when I'm watching a movie, like, oh, I see the boom cam.
You can see the light in the back. And then when you've been on productions, it's even worse. So think about basketball. We've been playing this shit for so long that we can see the discrepancies in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't have to go through a whole thing of footage. I just watch the highlights. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose.
I can tell. Listen, just for like, if you want cliff notes to a basketball game, right? Look at a stat sheet. Do not be guardable through your stat sheet. If I can look at your stat sheet and I know how to guard you, you're not gonna be that good.
Break it down.
So if I look at someone and he's played 35 minutes, right? He's took 7 shots, 6 of them 3, no free throws. He's a corner player.
100%.
He's a corner player,
And he's
right?
not aggressive.
He's there. You play too many minutes. That means you're more of a wait for the perfect opportunity type of player, right? And that's all I look. I can just look and get half of your game just like that.
So break down the aggressive player though, like the one who has 20-something minutes, maybe 10.
Like Payne, right? Like Payne for Suns. Like I actually like him.
I love his game.
Like he comes off the bench, you'll see like 5 minutes, he got 10 shots.
Yep.
Like, so, okay, as soon as he gets it in, he's trying to get it going.
Immediately.
Right? So, like, he needs to play that same style. Don't try to be a point guard, right? Booker and KD already have control of this.
Yeah.
You be another threat.
Yes.
That's what they need, another threat. You can't, if Ayton's not playing, you need to be another threat. Of trying to score, be aggressive, put pressure, on the bigs, on the game itself. Just be that. Don't try to be, you need to go ahead and try to, mimic Chris Paul. No, they don't need that. They need someone coming and trying to score about 15 to 20. Add that.
Yeah. Did you ever look at the plus minus when you was looking at the stat sheet?
No.
What would that?
Because that was the dumbest shit. That was the
what
dumbest
was
shit
that
ever.
indicate?
If you are a losing team and you're a starter, you're in the minus. You're in the minus.
100%. You can't play good.
And if you put the bench players, because someone tried that shit our freshman, my rookie year, right? Yeah. If you put the bench players in at the end of the game, of course they're gonna look like they're the fucking plus. How about this? Start them at the beginning, and we sit back and see how bad they are in the minus.
100%.
Listen, it's game of runs. It's game of runs. This is a team thing, so you can get in and you get put on when the team is on their run,
right?
And you get in and you got in there, you 0 for 10.
100%.
What?
Play 3-4 minutes.
Played 3 minutes. I didn't do shit. Steph Curry, not my man, came down and hit 3 threes. Now you pulling me out.
100%.
Right? So I don't really look at like the plus and minus because it is deceiving.
Right.
Bro, I had a fan tell me that at UCLA one time. Like, I love when you're in the game because your plus minus so high. I'm like, when I'm in the game, we're getting our ass busted. Like, like what? Like,
That's that analytics shit.
But I had it like, what are you talking about? Like, fuck, yeah, because we down and we're more likely gonna come up.
Yep.
They don't have the main squad in there anymore. But
he basically saying, I'm gonna pick you on my fantasy.
Like, are you fucking stupid? Like, but no disrespect. And let's talk about Joker just real quick. So he made history on Tuesday night, passing Wilt Chamberlain for most triple-doubles by a center in NBA playoff history. 4th triple-double this postseason, 10 playoff games. Oop. Honestly, man, I was down on Joker early on, earlier in his career, but if you just look at the way this dude plays and the amount of energy he just conserves, but he's playing hard. He's always playing hard, but, don't judge a book by its cover, I guess, is the most important thing to say. Because there was 10, 15 years ago, you saw a dude like that on the court, like, I'm going to cook this dude. Now, just the buckets, the threes. Like, he's playing fast, but just how slow, methodical he is, how he's able to break down defenses and put his teammates in position to score. And obviously the way he's elevated that Nugget squad. But Jokic is also only one of 3 players with a 29-point, 13 rebound, 12 assists, 2-block playoff game, joining Oscar Robertson and LeBron James. Each of them has done it 3 times. So when you look at most playoff triple-doubles in history, Magic's got 30, LeBron's got 28, Westbrook's got 12, Jason Kidd's got 11. Jokic, Draymond, Bird, Rondo are all tied with 10. Obviously, Joker's going to close the gap, maybe have an opportunity to pass Magic at some point down the road. But is Jokic having the most dominant season from a center we've ever seen?
The most dominant for stats?
Yeah.
You mean Wilt Chamberlain? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That we've ever seen, I didn't see
I'll
Wilt.
say in the modern era because because the shit Will was doing was like, come on.
When it comes to like the stat book, yes, right? Player, no, that's Shaq.
100%. I was about to say that too. Like,
Yeah,
Shaq was doing some shit against big shot blocking centers.
Yeah, when we're talking about just overall stats, like the assists, like you take away the assists, then obviously it's not. It's the assist that gives him that push over someone like Shaq. But
because we all watch Shaq and we talk about Shaq's dominance, but the assists add a whole nother layer and level to it. Because Shaq wasn't a diamond like that.
First of all, who wanted Shaq to pass once he got the ball?
Yeah, black hole down there.
What the fuck you
Dunk
passing
that
for?
bitch, big fella. Dunk
What
that
are you
bitch.
passing the ball for? Ain't nobody. That's stupid. But that's what I said. Jokic is more like back then. We'll say more of a Chris Webber style.
Arvydas Sabonis.
Yep, Sabonis.
Meets Vlade Divac.
Yep.
Meets Paul Gasol. That's who Jokic is to me.
Yeah, that guy who's coming in, he's point guard and passing, shooting. Like he has the whole tool of everybody out of the post, which means he's a bigger. Like he can see over everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You got the guy who can see over everything. Like, but when it comes to just being just the most dominant big man we've seen, no, that's Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah.
So glad you mentioned that. After the game, Joker hopped on Inside the NBA with Shaq and actually took a little lighthearted jab at the Big Diesel.
Tonight, most triple doubles by a center. Congrats on that one too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there you go.
Where is
Wow.
Shaq in that? Is it Shaq in that list?
No, because I never passed.
Look at the camera.
I never played it, guys.
So it brings me to my last question. How dominant would Shaq be in this era of the NBA, and how dominant would Joker be in Shaq's era? We'll start with Shaq now.
Shaq now in his era will revert the league back to drafting big man.
Yeah, I mean, how do you stop him? Who in this current NBA can stop Shaq?
What era of Shaq are we talking about, though? Are we talking about Orlando?
It don't matter. Orlando or Lakers. Shaq does not get stopped in this era at all.
If it's like Orlando Shaq,
Orlando Shaq is timeout after every 2 possessions. Timeout, man.
Because at the end of the day, no matter where you're trying to pull him, you have to. That's damn near a 99% dunk in this era because the centers are skinnier. They're not lifting weights.
Yep.
So it makes the game revert back to say, okay, we got to load up on big mans now.
Yeah. Think about this though. Let me add that. Think about the pick and roll, right? If the big is rolling and you only got one major center in the game and no big power forward or stretch forward, who's picking up the rotation? Small, right? So we don't see bigs doing what Shaq would do if he caught that ball right there in the middle. That's a dunk. Amari dunking that bitch. But we seeing motherfuckers get held up, getting stopped. They shooting little floaters in one arm, that shit is weak. That's not dominant to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that if you were down there as a guard and Shaq is rolling, get the fuck out the way. Get the fuck out the way.
too many fadeaways.
It don't even matter
nowadays for my life.
It don't even matter. Shaq ain't pick and rolling.
Give me the ball. Drop it. Gotcha.
But you know the one thing I asked the referee, who was harder to ref, Shaq or Dwight? They said by far Dwight. Harder. They said Shaq had skills. Said Dwight, because he wants to brute through everybody, it's hard to tell if he's causing it or they're fouling him. Wow. With Shaq, he was actually skilled. He had moves. So, our thing was with Shaq is like, we can give him, he said, we can give Shaquille O'Neal every foul we wanted.
Yep.
He said he's fouled every single time he touches the ball. But at what point do we say, all right, we're going to just let him shoot 50, 60 free throws? Right. He's going to foul the game out.
Yep.
So they said, we did not call 75% of the fouls that were being called on Shaq. And that was just what we had to do. There was nothing we could do. So it's not like he was hard to call fouls. We just couldn't call them all.
And he's not making the free throws, so it's hard on the league. It's fanfare. Everybody's sitting there watching him miss free throws the whole game. Like, that's not entertaining. You can't just call a foul on Shaq every time.
Imagine if Shaq could shoot free throws.
It's different.
Imagine if he was like 75% range.
He shot it like Yao. Like Yao shot free throws. Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine Yao playing like Shaq.
Yeah.
And Jokic.
They said Shaq missed 5,317 free throws in his career.
Yeah, so Jokic will be dominant.
He'd be dominant in Shaq's era as well.
Yeah. A dominant player is going to be dominant. They're going to find a way to be dominant. But his skill set, right? The game is slower. Same thing. Same backdoor, flare, catch. Like, you think you're going to be able to guard like somebody like a Ray Allen or a Reggie Miller with the skills of Jokic on the court? Right? Right? There's nothing you can do. You're trying to chase Rip Hamilton, and he got the ball at the mid post. He's seeing everything.
Yeah.
So let's take it a step further. Prime Joker, whatever Joker peak, whatever terminology people use nowadays. Prime Shaq going up against each other.
Shaq, what are you talking about?
Shaq will cook Joker.
Yes.
But will Joker cook Shaq on the other side?
Joker wouldn't even be in the game. He would have been fouled the fuck out.
100%. And Shaq had defense. He was.
But I'm saying he bringing him out to the 3-point line.
He was agile.
Shaq ain't moving that. It depends. What Shaq? Orlando Shaq?
Orlando Shaq.
Orlando Shaq, fine. I'm talking about Lakers. Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Like a little bit slower.
Thicker than a Snicker Shaq.
But you're talking about for a full game, Joker's not playing full game because he has to guard Shaq while Shaq's posting up. Shaq all day.
He's getting killed.
He's getting killed. He's going to be in foul trouble the whole time.
And who else is on Joker's team? Like, is he coming down, getting the ball every time? like what is he doing?
You keep getting dunked on. Trust me, your heart gone.
Oh, wait, we got the poll.
What is the poll?
Poll results.
You are on drugs if you pick Joker. Let's see how many.
So who would do better in the others era? Poll saying Shaq's at 76%.
Oh, in the other era? So Shaq in this era, yeah.
Joker 24. And it's just a question like, Shaq would bust Joker's ass obviously on the offensive end, but Joker on the other side, I think would have some work for Shaq if Shaq had to guard.
I don't think so.
No, listen. It's not
doing
one,
this shit though.
No, what I'm saying, it's not a 1 versus 1 type of thing. It's in that game.
Yeah.
Right? In that game, Joker will be balling because the element of he can pass. So you're thinking about players like him, Chris Webber.
Yeah, for sure.
Chris Webber, less athletic, right? Pass just as good, because Chris Webber could pass the fuck out that ball, right? But can shoot, had a longer range than Chris, right? Now that's what you're doing. Chris, his behind the back pass, his no look, so he was a great passer.
Definitely.
Now think about somebody who's trying, that's what his first instinct is.
And before we move on, we got a great comment from the chat. Turner Young said, how's Jokic guarding Yao, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Kenya Martin, Alonzo Mourning, Prime Ewing, Prime Dirk with Steve Nash at PG? He not.
But like Gil's saying, though, his only advantage would be passing.
Yeah, for sure.
Out of that. And then he would have to have a good team.
Exactly.
So they both have the elements. They got to guard him out there, which they've never done before.
Yeah, never done.
Right? So, he has a, just say like somebody like when Dream came with the Dream Shake, they wasn't used to guarding someone who was moving that fast.
Nope.
Because he was only really like 6'10", I know what he was listed at. But
it was hard for them when he was moving that fast. So he was just kind of a different thing. I remember with with Yao. I used to fuck with Yao all the time because when I watched his film all over and over, whenever he dribbled two and went back the other way, he double tap traveled every single time. Yeah. So I tell the ref, I say, listen, when he's on the left block and he goes back baseline, it's a travel. Watch it, fuck all this tall shit up here. Watch his feet, it's a travel every single time. So when he's posting, and I have a ref, he's about to travel, and they'll get him a couple times on the trip.
I see Joker playing well against, like a Patrick Ewing, the Kimbe, getting him out there on the wing.
What is he gonna do offensively?
That's not a deal thing.
So Gil, producers want to know how much pregame snitching did you do? You was out there snitching on other players to the ref?
Facts.
During the little circle, the captain circle?
But obviously I wasn't a captain, so I never really got to talk to the captain circle.
Hey, watch that bullshit he be doing.
It ain't snitch. I'll just say it. Hey,
call the right call.
One time I do support snitching to give your team a competitive advantage.
Yeah, I'm calling all pre-travels. Hey, yo, he likes to listen. This move right here, when it's in his right hand, he's gonna pull it like this and cross. The left hand, he's good.
Jamal Crawford.
Yeah.
Tell the ref, hey, he's carrying. I'm telling on y'all niggas. I'm telling.
Say you like Chris Paul with the untucked jerseys, how you be catching dudes.
Yeah,
that's respect. But let's keep it in the West. We got to talk these Lakers and Warriors. I know everybody wants to talk about it. My favorite series so far in the postseason. So Lakers won both games in LA, take a 3-1 lead. We should be feeling excited right now. I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, I'm nervous.
We know.
3-1. Scary money don't make no money, but. Because we've seen the other side of this, 3-1, Words are feeling themselves. It's a men's league. Talking all that shit to Bron. Bron came through and thwarted the greatest regular season team in NBA history. But now they're headed back to the Bay for a pivotal Game 5. We know this Game 5 is a must-win for the Warriors. Obviously, they're eliminated if they lose. But is Game 5 a must-win for the Lakers?
Yes, it's a must-win because the series is over. Right? Shit, the season's over, right? This series is over if you win Game 5, right? Are you gonna win Game 5? Probably not.
But you got to think about the other side. The series been every other day. So Game 6 would be on Friday. Game 7 would be on Sunday. You want to give yourself, if you're the Lakers, it's been a grueling ass series. You saw LeBron hunched over Game 4. AD's been tired. AD's shaky already as it is, just in terms with the health. Like, you want to give yourself as much opportunity as possible. And that Suns-Nuggets series is a game ahead, basically, for to get some rest, just a little bit, because to have to roll out of this series right into, if you do win, series against the Nuggets or Suns, that itis is really going to be itising. But if the Lakers can't get it done in Game 5 or Game 6 at home.
You're not just going to, come on, man.
I'm asking, I got to ask the hard questions. I don't believe it.
Man, how you just going to
I love seeing y'all Laker fans.
You know what I'm saying? How you just going to skip over Game 6 to go back to Game 7? How you just going to do that?
Because you're going to see a generational Steph for these next games, right? Steph just not going to go out like that. The rest of his team, I don't know. Jordan Poole's had a shitty last few games. He's due to at least do something. Like, we know. So
that's your realistically, since I've been right the whole time, we have a 25% chance of winning Game 5. 25%. Game 6, 99.7.
Bro,
it's still that
Game
0.3.
6 here, 99.7 chance of winning Game 6.
Because it's here. You're right. You're right. And it's Game 6. You got Tony Brothers out there. You got Scott Foster.
You know the crew that's coming.
The usual suspects will be there. And everybody in LA going to be at the game. You can't lose that.
Going to be in them. Draymond, kick, get him out. That's it. That's all we got. That's all that's gonna happen.
So really don't matter if the Dubs win 5, just because it's not written in.
It's the same thing I brought up Game 2. I'm not gonna make the same point. Obviously, I don't want to be drug tested. But after they won Game 1, it was like, look, the odds of them winning Game 2 are very fucking slim. They got to rest LeBron and AD anyway because they got their ass kicked. Game 5, should that be the same approach? Like, look, if it's a close game, I guess what you don't want to do is play a close-ass game, lose that game. Now you're tired for Game 6.
But listen, if Game 5, that's what I said, it should be damn near a blowout.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good lead.
To rest?
It's going to be a good lead. Golden State going to give them a good lead, right? So, so towards that fourth quarter, you can realize, all right, look, we out of reach. If you're up in the fourth, you got to go for it. That's that 25% chance, you know. But to win it there, the series in, nah, that's gone.
And you said about 17 points in the fourth is kind of that line.
If you're down 17 in the fourth, shut it down.
Yeah, shut it down.
Because you don't have the weapons to make that just a 5-point game, like a 5-possession game. Right? That's a 5-possession game for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a 4 if Steph get fouled at a 4-pointer. So they can close it down on 4 drops. You
don't got that.
You're gonna need 8. Oof. 8 or 9 up and down. That's just too much.
Even with Lonnie Walker cooking? Huh? Can we get another Lonnie Walker game? Or is the cat out the bag? They know what to expect with Lonnie now.
No, I mean he'll probably be decent again, but for Golden State, this game is in their favor because they have nothing to lose. So it's basically lay it all on the line.
Yeah.
So that's why 99% coming here, because Golden State has to lay everything on the line to keep the series alive.
Okay. And we just talked about Lonnie Walker. We talked about Austin Reeves kind of getting his groove back. But Troy Brown, Malik Beasley. Will we see anything from them this series?
You just need one game, man. You need one game to get.
Because Malik has shown flag. He's had games this year. He come out here 4 or 5 threes.
This year in the playoffs.
But that's my point. Yeah, struggled a little bit, came through. But it's just like when them dudes are on the court, it's hard to watch.
Because because the moment is so big, players like that do not want to make a mistake.
Yep.
They're just trying to play the game without making mistakes. Yep. That's hard to do. That's hard to do when you're trying to not make a mistake, not trying to miss shot. That's what the game is about. Miss shots, make shots, turnovers, assists. That's part of the game. There's nothing wide open layups, you're gonna miss some. Yep. You're gonna make some layups you're not supposed to make. You're gonna miss some shots that was wide open. You're gonna make some shots that was hard as shit. You're gonna foul, you're not gonna foul. They're gonna catch some, they're not gonna catch some. That's just the game, just play that shit.
I love it because you see Lonnie Walker's facial expression, his body language. Mm-hmm. He doesn't look like Troy Brown or Malik. He's not afraid to make those mistakes. Mm-hmm. He's literally pissed. He over there pissed that he ain't even playing in the first place. Mm-hmm. So when he get out there, that's why I can gravitate towards his energy because that's how I used to be. When if I'm not playing, you put me in 20 down 20, my energy is way different. I'm focused on getting at least 10 or 15 points out of this whatever blowout we got. Yeah. And that's the energy I felt from him was like, you gonna come to me now? You gonna come to me now? Fuck it, I'm ready.
So we talked about this a little before the show, but you've been in that position before. How difficult is it to be in a position like Lonnie Walker's in? Because people talk about it all the time, but really it's up to you to make sure you're still getting your reps in, still getting your work in, still being ready for that moment. When a lot of times, a lot of guys can go south, go the other way, be like, man, fuck Darvin Ham.
Not some 98%
of NBA dudes?
Go to just sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go the other way.
It's easy.
If you're not happy with your situation, the easiest thing to do is quit.
Yes.
It takes no effort to quit. That is the easiest thing to do. And if you're trying to be a professional, you do not like easy.
Ever.
Easy is the worst thing for a professional. Easy, that anyone can do easy. We can all get on the court and say, hey, yeah, I quit. That's the easiest shit. That's the easiest thing. Getting in shape, working, scars, dieting, stretching. That's the hard part. So if you're not playing and you got to sit there, the easiest thing to do is like, oh, fuck it, I'll just wait the next season.
Pack it in. And that's
instead of still working and working and working. And the most powerful thing you can do as a human being is put in the same amount of effort when you can't see the goal line.
100%.
I don't see no goal line, but I'm still working, knowing it's coming at some point. I don't know when it's coming. Might be next month, might be 2 years, but I'm putting in the work so when it comes, I get to finish. And a lot of people can't understand that.
Yep. It took vets to tell me, like people like KG, like, hey, Shot, you gotta be ready and you gotta stay ready because they're people that you're hanging with, niggas you think you're friends, they want your spot. They actually got your spot and they hanging with you because they know where to put you when it comes to taking their spot. So I had to put in my mind where I wanted to be in the league. Did I want to be this guy that was always out partying? You know, I was at the club fucking with all the girls, or did I want to be the guy that was actually playing on the court and that was actually benefiting and profiting? And it was easy for me because when somebody like KG tell you, like, you got to stay ready, you never know when coach gonna call your number. And when he does, you got to perform. You can't be cold. You can't be stiff. You got to have your hot packs ready every game. You got to do your same routine, stretch out. You know what I'm saying? Get your sleep early. Everything has to be the same thing. And the discipline it takes to stay into that regimen, like you said, 98% is 2% of guys that actually take that shit serious. Like, this is my job. I have to be ready for this. And there's a very small amount of guys that we can pinpoint. Like I said, Lonnie Walker is one of them. I think Dennis Smith Jr. is one of them. Cam Reddish is one of them. Guys that's waiting for their moments and to prepare for it because they're professionals.
And I think this is even bigger than just sports. This is something
This
you
is
can
life.
take in life because a lot of times, like you said, quitting is easy and you might get that opportunity. And one thing I have learned in my life is like nobody gives a fuck about whatever that excuse is. Did you produce? Did you perform? Did you deliver? Did you get it done or not? Oh, this, that, whatever. Like shit, like you said, I thought you were in the game. You might have been sitting your ass on the bench for an hour. I don't give a fuck if you're late, you know, like.
Man, no one cares. No,
no one cares. I don't care
No one cares about your excuse.
Nope.
No one cares about an excuse. Are you ready or not? I don't give a shit about if your dog ate your homework, it was the lights, there was a fucking 10-car crash. Are you ready or not? That's all I care about. Save that sob shit for your parents.
Please.
Yeah, when you didn't play and they asked you, you give them that stupid ass excuse.
Yeah.
That excuse does not help me here.
They're the
So I
only
don't
ones
want
that
to
gonna
hear
care.
it.
They're the only ones, and that's why I tell people, man, if you quit, nobody's gonna give a fuck. And it's some hard shit to think about. Yeah, your friends and family will, but even them, they have their own lives to worry about too. They're not gonna sit here sob story with you.
But you got to make an excuse for the quitting just for them to accept you. You got to be like, oh, I quit because.
Listen, making an excuse is something that makes yourself feel better. Yep. Right? I didn't pan out, so I get to make a whole bunch of excuses to make me feel good. That's you. I don't give a fuck about what. I don't care how you feel. That's you. That's your personal shit.
Yeah.
Right? Just get the fuck out of my way. I'm going this way. And that's just life. That's life.
Yep.
In the office, and they say, hey, you got your work? Oh, my computer crashed. Okay, cool. Hey, you got it? Oh, thank you. Hey, excuse me. Go on back there. Yeah. Come on. It's your job.
Man.
It's your job.
So
It's your job to lose.
You got to take accountability at some point. You know, even for me, I say to myself all the time, I didn't do enough to stay in the league. It was nobody else's fault. I could have did more. I could have harnessed and took more accountability for relationships I had at burn bridges, like you said. Don't burn them bridges, right? So for me, I'm like, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, did more if I had another chance. And it ain't nobody else's fault. So that people in the chat say what they want, oh, you bust, you failed. I did fail. I fell short of my goal being the best basketball player I could ever be. That's a reality. But a lot of these players need to come to terms with what the reality is. If you're not prepared, if you're not out there being a professional, having discipline in your craft to become the next Gilbert, Dame, Steph, whoever it is, you cannot use an excuse about why it didn't happen. It didn't happen because of you.
It's easy to. The excuse is the easy part.
But that's the part of just maturing in life, man, because shit, we all got former hoopers, oh, coach did this, or whatever reason, whatever reason, shit didn't happen. Like,
Yep.
Whatever reason I'm here right now doing this show with y'all gentlemen, it is what it is. I'm sure there's plenty more talented, less talented, whatever. Like at the end of the day, if you got to be ready for those moments to see those opportunities and deliver, that's all. It's a performance-based league. So to be able to look at what Lonnie's done with that opportunity, and like we talked about last episode, Lonnie's just a great dude, man. Like somebody you talk to, fucking meditating an hour before every game. I don't care if I'm on the road, wherever I'm at. I got to go duck off in the auxiliary locker room, whatever. I just need that good hour to get in touch with myself. I'm doing that shit religiously, whether I'm playing, whether I'm not playing. So now to get thrust in that moment, and but some guys will come in with that, okay, fuck you, Darvin Ham, now you gave me my chance. Watch.
Yeah.
That's the
Other
attitude.
dudes like, oh,
if I'm a coach, right? If I'm a coach and you feel that I've been not treating you in your talent, and you go out there and you scoring and you looking at me like, yeah, I told you. As a coach, I'm not penalizing you. See, some coaches gonna look at that. He scored 4, and then you want to show me up, huh?
Show me up.
Yep. Like, he's performing at a very high level. Isn't that what you want him doing? Just because he's using you as the fuel, do not get in your feelings. If young fella, you got to look at me, and I'm all these names for you to go out there and score 30. God damn it, I'll put my face on your wall.
Yeah.
God damn it, this is what I want. But some coaches can't handle it. They think that's showing them up. I'm trying to win this goddamn game. I'm trying to win the game. Whatever it takes for you to get your firepower, do it.
Yeah. That's like Water Boy.
Yep.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks. Right? So you put the coach's face on it and you be like, man, I can't. But you're not going to let him know that. You know what I'm saying? You're just using it as fuel. Like, yeah, coach, I'm going to show you.
Yep.
You should be playing me more.
Show me.
So we got a comment from True Pac. That's his name.
True Pac.
True Pac. He said, hey, yo, McCants, ease up on yourself, bro. You made hella money. And that's the thing, too. Some people in the chat, there's
Ease up.
haters in life. But I'm sitting here with 2 professional basketball players. So that's the shit that frustrates me as somebody who never made the league when I see people like, oh, this person sucked or that person sucked. It's like, do you know the level you have to play at to be able to get to the NBA and the shit that you have to do? But I'm saying we got so many people out here who aren't even good in their own lives, suck at their own jobs, at their own profession, the shit that they do, but want to tell y'all. And it's like, you got to deliver every single day. Like, this shit is real. Like, it ain't video games.
It's no different than this, right? There's a base level of everything in life. Base level. Right? Everyone looks at base level. I played, middle school basketball, high school basketball, did this, right? Cool. Right? Right?
That's what we be doing.
Right? That's cool. Right? Then you got the college level. That's your knowledge, right? Then you got the NBA. That's your knowledge. Starter, high-level player, all-star, all-NBA, USA game, right? Then there's pinnacles, there's levels to everything. Yep. Sometimes just because you at this level don't mean you know what the fuck is going on up here.
Period.
I know how to ride a bike. You know how to ride a bike?
I know.
You know how to ride a bike? Do we know how to ride that motherfucker like Lance Armstrong?
No.
So I'm not gonna be watching Tour de France talking shit. Well, you need to put your butt down. You need to do this. Like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, I ride on the street, goddamn. I know how to pop a couple wheelies. That's it. That's my level. I'm not gonna be sitting here critiquing Lance Armstrong on what he's doing. Running up hills and down hills in the speed. Come on, man. That's what fans do. We critique things that we have the basic concept of, not understanding that there's shit that we don't even know about.
I watch the game like, okay, motherfucker. Like, I watch movies. That don't make me Steven Spielberg, God damn it. Like we talked about earlier, like none of us are John Singleton or any of these motherfuckers who go out here.
Right.
I'm not making award-winning films because I can break down a film and be like, oh, the fucking boob's in the shot. Like,
and then they get it twisted because it's like, a guy like me can talk at a certain level with confidence because I've seen myself be at a certain point.
Yeah.
But I can't, like he just said, I can't talk all NBA ball. I can't talk Hall of Fame ball, USA. I can only talk for what I know and where I've been.
Yeah.
But I've been around these circles. I know how it functions, how they work, and how to get there, right? But I can't speak in experience of what the USA practice was like or playoffs or any of that. But I can speak to as far as I went, right? And so a lot of those fans that don't understand, oh, who are you? Who are this? I'm like, man, it don't matter who I am, but I've done enough to know exactly how much work Gil had to put in to get where he was at and lock in and what that feels like.
Listen, I've said it plenty of times. I said, I know how many shots I take and took. How much is Curry shooting? God, like I can't even fathom. I know how many shots I was taking.
yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, what? Does he sleep?
Never.
Does he sleep? like, is he a robot? Jesus Christ.
And he just throw it up there too.
Like I always ask, listen, people ask questions. Like I remember meeting Will Smith and I'm sitting there looking at him, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna ask him a question. I need just one question. And I said, what makes you the greatest actor? And he was like, I appreciate why am I the greatest? Because when I break down all your movies, your range, I said my favorite actor is Denzel, hands down. You're number 2, but I consider you number 1 because of the range of your talent. Denzel is pocketed, he's fucking excellent at this. You can try cartoons, you can do this, you can do that. So your range, you're more well-rounded. What makes you the best? And he said, hey, let me think about that. Hold on, never had that question before. And he said, okay, I'm ready. My willingness to fail. He said, everybody doesn't want to fail. My willingness to fail. To look and humiliate myself. To feel it. He said, and he told me about the golf movie. I guess it's probably Bang. He said, I'm Will Smith. I think I'm Will Smith, I can go out there and golf. And I'm golfing and telling me what to do. And I was so bad that I went home, locked myself in a room because I couldn't understand how bad I was at this thing, which I'd never done before, but I shouldn't be that bad.
Shouldn't be that bad.
He said, every morning, 4 a.m., I woke up every morning, 4 a.m., spent 12 hours practicing golf, watching golf, understanding golf, because that's how embarrassed I was. Will Smith can't play golf. And I was like, so he was like, my willingness to fail.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
All right, so we got a couple more things to talk about in this Lakers-Warriors. Let's talk about Dennis Schroeder real quick. Hopped on Aiden Ross's live stream after Game 4 win. He said the quiet part out loud about drawing fouls on the Warriors. This is what Schroeder said. If they set illegal screens, sometimes you got to show them that they are moving on the screen. If you don't do it, they're not going to call it.
Okay.
So question for y'all. Any problem with Schroeder admitting the Lakers are selling calls? Or is that a part of basketball? Everybody talks about flops. Ooh, they're flopping or whatever. It's like, I'm trying to get a foul call so my team can win
That's
the
the
game.
part. The key thing is this setting illegal screens, that they're illegal, right? So if they're illegal, then hey, I'm gonna come across, look, boom, foul, right? It's not like he's saying we're tricking them. They're legal calls. They're legal.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna make it seem like it's illegal. No, they're illegal, and I'm trying to sell this illegal pick.
Either you're going to have the refs on your side or they're going to be against you. Which one you want? You the Lakers, we want the refs on our side. We want it 8-on-5. Fuck what you talking about, Steve Kerr? Yes, flops all day. What are y'all doing?
Sean, I'm glad to see you coming. You inching ever so closely back to these Lakers side.
Listen.
You coming back.
Don't remind me.
We had a heart-to-heart. We had a breakthrough moment. Lonnie Walker has brought you back.
Lonnie Walker done brought me back.
Like basketball, like this is a sell call, right? You know, like back in the day, like a defensive player get real close to you and hold your jersey, right? You're a ref, and then move, and then he's holding on to it. Boom, foul. That's a sell.
Yeah. Yep.
Stop grabbing.
100%.
Stop grabbing, like little shit like that. The untying the shoe, let him grab you.
Yeah.
This is my whole point. This is a part of the game of basketball, right? Just because it's not, like they talk about foul hunting and foul merchants or whatever. Guys like James Harden get a negative rep. Like you always point out, play better defense. If you're playing that bullshit defense, then I'm gonna take advantage of that loophole in the rules to get some points.
Well, there is some bullshit calls that go along with the flopping. You know what I'm saying? They do give away some bullshit, but like to Gil's point, it's a craft. It's a skill.
It's a skill.
It's a skill set to do it. So if you can do it, and the team is with you, like we're gonna sell some of these calls. They calling them, but they not calling them. Mm-hmm. We're gonna make them call them tonight. Like that's using the refs to your advantage.
And it should be noted for all the bitching the Warriors and their fans have been doing about the officiating in the series, which has been prevalent for anybody who's been active on social media. Warriors benefited from several missed calls in the final 2 minutes of Game 4 that could have significantly altered the outcome. Again, significantly a hard-ass word to say when you're reading it off the fucking screen.
Yeah, listen, referees are humans, right? And how many refs there is? Was it 500,000? I mean,
Really?
not that many.
Oh, the NBA probably should like 100 maybe?
100?
Yeah.
About 100 refs? Where the fuck I get 1,000 from? I'm thinking overall. Right? So you got 100 refs, right? That's 100 different personalities. So when they say, well, we need to keep it consistent.
208 referees.
That's the dumbest shit you can think of.
Yeah.
Well, if you want us to be consistent, how about this? All y'all play consistent. All y'all play consistent.
Y'all all be calling the
How about
same
this?
calls.
All y'all make all y'all shots. Then we will make all the great calls. Like, it's not practical, right? Yeah. You're not gonna ref the same way I ref, the same way you ref, right? We're all three different, right? We see the game different. The other group, they see the game different, right? You might like and ones, you might not, so to me, y'all gonna call the game just different. Yep. Understand that's part of being the great ones. The great ones understand referees too.
Yes.
They don't leave nothing for chance. They understand referees also. I want to know his habit, where he runs, how he runs, if he holds a whistle in his mouth, if he has it in his hand. Because if it's in his hand and he got to put it in his mouth, that means he might be delayed on a call versus if it's already there. Like, does he watch the game more? Like,
were you breaking that down too?
I didn't get to that level.
Okay. I feel like that's like Jedi level.
It is.
I didn't get to that level. Like,
to have a conversation with the ref though, like I've heard Kobe, KG, certain guys, like, man, what the fuck is going on? I ain't getting no motherfucking calls today. He said, listen, sorry. Just stay aggressive. We'll take care of you. Mm-hmm. Like when you hear a referee talk like real cool, calm and collect, like, don't worry, just stay aggressive. Mm-hmm. That's it. Just stay aggressive.
Yeah.
Oh, we got you. Call. Beep, beep. You start hearing that whistle. Beep, beep, beep. Can't touch Kobe. Can't touch him. Can't touch him.
It's corrections. It's corrections. If they're overly blowing the whistle in the first half, naturally they're gonna look at like people don't understand. Players don't understand. There's a first half. There's a second half, right? So if they were calling it tight in the first half, they're gonna look like, damn, there's 37 fouls in the first half. That kind of looks stupid. Second half, that means, oh shit. Yeah. Well, motherfuckers about to get fucked up because they're not gonna be blowing that whistle, goddammit. And it's they automatically try to correct it. They're trying to be, as close to the middle as possible.
Yeah.
You have to understand that. If you got all the calls in the first half, you need to understand going to the second half, they might not be on your side.
Yep.
So stop looking for that, or you're just gonna frustrate your fucking self.
What I found to be interesting though is when we used to halftime, like you said, when they go back to the locker room, the refs go through their plays that we asked them to look at. Hey man, look at that. When you go back to the half, look at that play right there. They can hear you with the mic. So it's all, I don't know if they were time coded then, but they had to go back into the locker room and look at film.
They look at film. They look at
right?
film.
And then like you said, the corrections are being made based on what we're complaining about.
For sure.
We need more calls. Y'all in there 3 seconds.
I can tell you, all you Warrior fans out there, which I played in the Warriors, there's one thing I can tell you from my experience. If the series hasn't changed in the fouls, that means they're not seeing shit that you think you're seeing. Because as a organization, if you think you're getting fouls, what you're gonna do is you're gonna clip off those fouls and you're gonna be flooding that shit to Monty. And Monty's gonna look at it, he's gonna let his organization know, and they're gonna be looking for those in the game. Mm-hmm. Right? So when I used to complain that certain things are happening, like, yo, when I'm driving, you called 4 charges this week on me. They're pushing me in the back into that defender. You don't see me just all of a sudden going and I'm flying right, face planted, right? They're pushing me. The hand is in my back and they're pushing me into this defender. Watch it. You know what I got back once? When you change your short size, me and Larry, we used to wear these, our shorts was below, especially
Baggy.
Larry's shorts was like here, bro.
The TJ Force.
Oh, it was back here. And it was like, you can kick and play it all day. Can you please change your shorts? How about that?
Wow.
If I change my shorts and we get some calls, right? They were just, because we were just sending. So if the refs haven't changed anything, and it hasn't, because there's nothing to change. You guys are jump shooters. That's it. Like, what calls do you want us to get? Like, you touch the finger. Oh, got a finger. Finger. Touch the finger. Right there. Whoop, got him. Steph, 4 shots.
That's a foul.
Yes. Like, what do you want them to do?
But I'll just quickly, before we move on to Mosty fans, so that last 2-minute report, actually several calls that benefited the Warriors. Moses Moody, Schroeder had a rip through that they didn't call a foul on. Schroeder went to the free throw line. Yep. 80 on that jump ball tie up with Clay and Wiggins. Wiggins was out of bounds. Should have been Lakers ball with 10 seconds, which Steph got the tip, threw it over his head.
Yep.
So they had those opportunities. So to sit here and bitch about what the officiating is doing, officials gave you numerous chances to take game 4, steal it, go back home with a 2-2 lead. You tricked them off. Fucking. So like Warriors fans like to say, cry more. Now it's time for my favorite segment of the show because it means it's almost time to go home. Let's get that Mosley fans cracking. Did we have sound on that shit?
Consistent. You gotta be consistent with. I heard it yesterday.
Yesterday that shit was irritating the shit out of me. It was irritating the shit out of me. It's like a little zip, like.
Hey, it was loud as fucking here yesterday. So first question comes from SJD9579. Do you think the rise of foreign players being superstars, that basketball will start to become more like soccer with kids signing to a team at 15 and grow up in the club team before turning pro?
No. That only works overseas because of the high school, right? Overseas, they don't have to take SATs to go to college, and there's this college type of program. You can literally go pro at 15 years old, work on your game, and then if you're good enough, you can come to the NBA. While the Americans have to go to college, and from college, you go straight to the NBA. If not, most of our high school kids and middle school kids will sit in all these programs and not worrying about the educational part. If we were allowed to sit and not go to school, overseas would not actually be able to keep up.
That's real shit.
They would not actually be able to keep up if all of us here don't have to sit in school for 7 hours. 7 hours of school. Let that be 7 hours of training, 7 hours of footwork. And then you let these two meet.
So what was the question?
Basically, like, will we see a rise kind of like soccer overseas in America just because of the rise of foreign players, with dudes being able to sign with club teams? And like, you talk about Wemby, who's coming out this year, I think signed with his team in France. Like a 15-year-old Lucas signed as like a 15,
so you saying no?
16-year-old.
You can't because we have to go to school.
And which is why when you think about across the world, like, America's the only one with like a college system, right? The tournament, all that other shit. They don't have that. Like, do they have the NCAA tournament in other countries?
No, it's pros.
Like, the dudes get to go make bread.
I guess I'm confusing the question. Is like you're saying.
Do you think we're gonna adapt that style?
Well, America.
We're gonna adapt. I think you was asking if we'll see more stars come from there.
No, if we'll adapt the foreign style. Which
okay.
Like my pops played in Italy when I was younger, and just to see the way, like from like age 10 up, they have the 10-year-old team, the 12-year-old team, but they're running the same offense as the pro team in that city. Guys are funneling through there
because they're.
I think they kind of doing it already. I've seen a couple high school teams and summer programs running pro sets.
But my point is
no. So when you're 15, remember you're a pro. You're a pro, right? So now take that pro and then match him up with every 50-year-old in the country here.
All right. Different.
They start school, all of them, at 8 o'clock, training.
Right. Like
Second period,
like
training.
China.
So our kids don't get out of class, and when they're done with school, the first hour that they can actually start putting in work, they get out of school at 3:30, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
By 4 o'clock, this kid has already put 8, 9, 10 hours in on his craft.
I'm seeing it now. So you basically saying we would be head above shoulders if we could just focus on this.
If we got to focus on our skill level, they fuckers can. We're too athletic. We're too aggressive. Now you give us 12 hours to train on the sport that we're playing.
Yeah.
With the resources we have, the trainers, no. All that fundamental bullshit will get wiped out the way because we will already have it too.
Absolutely.
And we see this, we got AAU, we have some semblance of structure, but you take your son or you take somebody like Bronny, the Lakers could assign him to the club team as 15, 16-year-olds, let them play against grown-ass men, let them fucking develop their skills good, like you're saying. I think we see a lot of that. So we're basically, putting ourselves behind significantly, having to do shit the way we do it. And now you look, the last 5 MVPs have all been foreign-born players.
Yep.
But they're looking at us like, oh, y'all can't keep up. It's like, that motherfucker, like,
we have to go to school.
yeah, like, fuck.
Well, what we've done just recently, though, like with the NIL and everything else, like I wrote about it in my book, as far as having sports education facilities just for this, right? So you say club team, 15 years old, from 15 to 19, he's in this academy where he can focus solely on a career path. Right. This is not just being a basketball player.
See,
this is business. This is
but
a
that's
business.
the difference. They're just basketball players.
Right. But for us, we know the one discrepancy we don't have is knowing what we're doing with our money, all the other things. I'm not saying go to school like every other student, but your focus is surrounded around the career.
But that's what I'm saying. They don't have that. They're focused only on sport.
Well, they only have four players that can metric that particular overseas.
But that's how with the question, that's how far they're really behind.
Right.
Right. You're having the one-offs coming.
Yep.
Right? Well, we have all of it.
Yep.
We just can't tap into it. If my son didn't have to go to school every morning,
He'd be a monster.
if he didn't have to go to school every morning and I can put 2,000-3,000 shots into him, lifting and what's the name, that I don't know what y'all talking about.
Monster.
But he has school.
Right.
Right? So we have to wake up at 5 a.m., do this, like what we look like in the summer. That's what they look like all year long.
Woo.
Our summer program, that's all year long. That's like the WNBA, right? Those girls overseas can go pro at 15. The earliest they can get into the WNBA is at 18. The earliest we can get in here, 22. Stats-wise, we can never compete with a foreign girl.
Right.
I'm surprised that foreigners for girls basketball don't own every record in the WNBA because they have the advantage because they can get drafted. They have a 4-year advantage over American girl.
Right.
Shit is wild.
Yeah. America do better.
The answers are out there, which is wild. Like, love the NCAA for some, but it's like, let people get their bags. You get it.
Come on, let us just be dumb. Who cares if you can't read? If you can't read and write.
Count these rocks.
Count these rocks.
Count these rocks. Last question. Should former NBA players, this is from BC Vids, should former NBA players become referees since they best understand the game? Like, would you be a ref? I'll let it see Draymond cuss you out and you cuss.
No. I mean, we can be. Actually, that's a great question. I would say we're better fitted. We're better fitted because what we're doing is we're watching your rule book. So fans understand how far referees are behind, right? When the season ends, all the NBA players, the Hardens, the Lucas, the Kyries, the Shays, they're going to their trainers. The trainers watched all the film all year, added all these new wrinkles, added all these new moves. They adapted all summer, working on these moves. The first time a referee sees it is when the game starts.
Yep.
So it's going to take them half the season to adjust to what they're watching.
Yep.
So they're so far behind, you know what I mean, in moves that they're just they might be calling a travel that's not a travel, but that's the first time they've seen that shit.
Yep.
So us being players, we can mentally understand, all right, that move's gonna be, that's a great move. Someone's gonna add something to it. We need to understand what that's gonna be.
But then also looking at it like, is that a legal move? Is that a move? Is that a travel? Like, when I did do some refereeing, I love the challenge of being both the player and the referee, because in moments when you're making calls, you're like, is that a foul? No, that's not a foul. And then you got to take the whistle out and say, hey, man, you got to be a little tougher than that. Ain't no goddamn foul. Ain't no goddamn foul. You know what I'm saying? If you got something to say, what, you want to say something? You want to say something? Okay, cool. Let's get back to playing.
Like, I'll never call a tech.
Oh, I'm calling text just because.
Nah.
Who you looking at?
No.
Who you looking at?
I'm never calling tech, because at the end of the day, you get upset, that's your personal problem. Right? He fouled you? Okay, I missed it. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Just like you missed the fucking last 3 shots. Get your fucking ass on defense.
I fucking missed it. I
Get your
fucking
ass
missed
on
it,
defense.
nigga.
What the fuck you arguing about me for? Hey, coach, he's lost it. Like I'm not ref. He's lost it. You might as well take him.
Take him out.
You're gonna take him out. Y'all gonna go down 30. Y'all gonna go down 30. If you keep him in, he gone. Like I'm not. I'm him. I'm not. I don't need to blow my whistle. You're gonna affect your own team with that bullshit attitude.
That's like the Lou Young video, with the Lou Young ref video.
Yeah.
He the cool ref.
I'm the same ref though. Just like y'all hate me now, I'm the same. I'm the same nigga. Like, shut this nigga's trash. He takes his trash.
And we can start checking niggas out the chat too. Just for
Technical foul. You overboard.
So there have been 3 former NBA players who've turned to refs. Bernie Fryer, who was in the league for 5 years, spent 30 years as a ref. Leon Wood.
Leon was good.
6 years in the NBA, a few years overseas, 26 years as a ref. And Haywood Workman, 9 years as a player, been a ref since 2008. Smush Parker, I think, is allegedly trying to join the ref fraternity. So we'll see how that pans out. But that is our show for today, for this evening. Quickly, Lakers-Warriors, Game 5. Who won it, Gil?
I already gave you a 25% chance Lakers winning it.
So are we going to hit that 25%, or is it going to be 75% Warriors?
I'm thinking we're coming back home.
Dubs. Gotta be dubs.
Fuck it. I predicted Lakers in 5 last year. I got Warriors fans that I need to pack up. LeBron don't let me down. Let's get this 5 so we can get this petty season cracking. But this has been another edition of Gils Arena presented by Underdog Fantasy. Whoa, whoa. Download the app. Use promo code Gils Arena. That will make your first deposit up to $100. Help us stay in business. Help us help you. We got the smoke.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all Thursday. We're going to
Shout
have a full
out
house.
to Brandon Jennings. Tough crowd, my nigga. I got you.
Look, with the honor call for greatness, the chosen of few that carry the gift of genius, who do what they do, who possess finesse, are blessed with desire.